what are some of the steps that you see that an analytics practice can put in place to make sure that the implementation work is focused on what is truly needed and valuable, and really, becomes less focused on the, hey, we want to tag everything. There's a new feature on the site. We know we need data, so let's just tag it.
Yeah. Well, I think some of it are things that we all know, but it's very hard to hold to, of just for every requirement, ask what business questions are you going to answer with that? What is the tangible value of the answer of that question? Um, Even that can lead us down the, well, here's a future hypothetical question that this could answer. So we have to be sure that what current business question could this feasibly answer, uh, and check kind of every dimension, every event. I think some of it is kind of that chicken and the egg of, once you establish quality data and credibility, then people are much less scared and they don't feel like they need to track everything as a backup. I've seen that a lot, where folks who have had kind of iffy implementations have every single click tracked into a big bucket, a single dimension report, just in case, because it might be that SE ad, our add to cart dimension breaks, but we tracked the click in a separate place alongside every other click on the site. Now we have to wade through it all. But I've seen a lot of people kind of hold that as a safety blanket of, if we track everything, then it's okay that we get other parts of our implementation wrong. So establishing credibility in the data and making it so that folks know, hey, if we are focusing on the cart ad and tracking it correctly, then you don't need to also track clicks on every button on the site, just in case one of them is an add to cart button that we are otherwise not tracking correctly.
Yeah, with that, like, just in case piece, you actually bring up something really interesting. It's like it's the digital analyst version of FOMO, that we might be missing out, and how
Mhm.
often are they actually really missing out?
Yeah. Yep. I think some of it is, well, yeah, it's the FOMO to so many different degrees of, this feels like the type of thing we should be tracking. Um, or this is the type of thing our peers are probably tracking. Or this is the thing that somebody at the conference showed they were doing, that feels like we should be doing it. And none of that addresses the, is this something that our company can answer a business question with and get value out of at this point of time with the limitations we currently have. We often are overly optimistic of what our company can do with that data when we theorize, when we dream up, if we were collecting it, kind of a, if we build it, they will come. Um, but that's not necessarily true. And we've seen that a lot, that, yeah, you can build it. You can build it poorly because you're stretched too thin, or you can build it well. And still, if your organization's not in a good place to be getting value out of it, then, what good is it doing you? So, yeah, I really think a lot of it is knowing the limitations of the org that you're currently with, knowing where they are in their evolution, and making sure that it's not optimistic. Uh, Here's what we could do with it if we had all the resources or had everything right, but more of a, what will we be able to do with this in the current real world we live in?